Okay, snipers, now it is time to learn one of the most powerful things you'll learn in this market and understand that this market runs 100% off emotion. Now, if you can start to detect the emotion, you will start to see when certain people start to get in at different areas. Now, what separates people from making money to losing money in this market is knowing when to buy and when to sell. And you can purely run this off of emotion. So if you have a look at my screen, I want you to download this. You'll get it below in the description of this video. Now, this is something called the Wall Street cheat sheet. And what this does is it prints emotion on the actual charts. And what it shows you is it shows all the different emotions you will feel when you're in this market. Now for a second, let's actually go through these emotions. When the market's going up, you're first going to hit a stage of hope. You're hopeful that it's going to happen. All of a sudden it does start to happen. And you get optimism. This rally is real. Then belief. Time to get fully invested. Quit the job. Let's do it full time. Then you get thrill. I want to buy more on margin. This is where the leverage starts and the people really start putting money they can't afford to lose. They start selling houses. They start taking loans. Then you get euphoria. I'm a genius. Get the Lamborghini. Get the yachts. Let's start ordering everything. And then what happens all of a sudden is the market turns around very quickly. Then you go through emotion called complacency. And what this is we're just going to calm down for a bit and then Bitcoin's going to go again. So it makes you feel like, don't panic, don't make any big decisions, it's going to continue. All of a sudden it drops again. You start getting some anxiety. Why am I starting to get margin calls? Leverage guys start to get really hurt. The guys that put money they couldn't afford to lose, they start worrying now. Then it gets into denial. No, it's fine. The companies are great. They're going to recover. My money's going to recover quickly. All of a sudden, panic. Shit, I made the biggest mistake ever. I need to get out. I was wrong. Bitcoin's a scam. And then we're going to capitulation. I'm getting 100% out of the market. I don't want to talk crypto again. I never want to be here again. Sound pretty familiar, especially those that have been through the last few years in Bitcoin. Then you get anger, then you get depression, and then it starts all over again with disbelief. Now guys, this is something you're going to see many times throughout this career. Let me actually show you how this looks on the Bitcoin chart. Now guys, the demand for Sniper School is insane. It's a huge success. Now there are 3 steps you need to take in order to book your spot and guarantee access to the course. Step number 1 is you need to open an exchange using one of the Sniper School links below. Step number 2, you need to deposit $100 or more. This is money that you get to trade with. Then you have step number 3, where you need to register for Sniper School, put in your user ID, which you'll get from the information section on your exchange. Once you have put that in, you'll then guarantee your spot and you'll be able to start the course. Guys, book your spot. The demand is absolutely insane with Sniper School right now. It's an incredible success and I can't wait to see you. Register, get into the school, and I'll see you all at the first live event. Now here is my first example. This was the 2017 bull run. And you could see how Bitcoin literally went to $20,000 in a few months. It was actually one of the biggest growth markets we've seen in a very long time. But let me show you how the emotions look when this was actually happening. Do you see how you can definitely relate to them? Now you could see that there was a disbelief phase. Then there was hope, hopeful. All of a sudden optimism, I was right. Belief, time to go full time, time to do this. Thrill, sell everything, sell the house, get loans, let's buy everything. Euphoria, I'm buying the house, I'm buying the Lamborghini. All of a sudden, boom! Bitcoin fell from 20,000 to the matter of 10,000 in 1 week. 1 week, we fell over 50%. All of a sudden, the market bounced. Complacency, no, it's fine. Market's just gonna cool off. Then we're gonna continue. Then we drop. Anxiety, denial, panic. All of a sudden, we get capitulation. Then all of a sudden, everyone panics out of the market. They get out in these areas. They're done with it now. Anger. And then what happens? The market goes sideways for a while. You can see how it just goes. There's one more big dip off. Then you hit the phase depression. This is where you've lost everything now. You keep losing. You have no more hope in the game. And this is one of the hardest emotions to stay in crypto. But now this is also one of the biggest opportunities you'll get in crypto. Because if you had to stay through the anger, capitulation, and depression phase, soon after that comes the next phase of disbelief. and the whole cycle starts again. Now, if I zoom out, you can soon see what happened next. All of a sudden, the market started the whole new cycle again. Now, let's go through it. Let me show you again. There was a depression phase, there was a hope phase, an optimism phase, a belief phase, what are the Lamborghinis, thrill phase, euphoria, all of a sudden, same thing. Market comes down, complacency, anxiety. Guys, this was the 2020 and 2021 bull run. It happened again. Now, the difference you need to understand is this market cycles, they do repeat themselves. But one thing with Bitcoin though, is each cycle gets bigger and bigger every time. You could see that last time Bitcoin tapped out at 20,000 in the 2017 bull run. This time it went to 69,000. So even though you do have these repetitions, Bitcoin is getting bigger and bigger and bigger as time's moving, and so does the ranges. And this is why it's so important, because it's getting bigger, but if you make the mistake's it's large. It's really large if you're getting in at the wrong area. And you could soon see after that our complacency, anxiety, denial. This is everything that's happened right now as I'm actually shooting this in the last year. You can see the panic, the capitulation, and now we're looking at an area of anger. There still isn't depression yet. So we know that currently this market's in an anger phase, and this could still go on for a while. And they do this on purpose. They try suck every single thing out of you to get you to quit. And when you finally quit is when the market then turns. And then the market shoots really strong up and you come back. Because now you're like, okay, maybe they fixed it, maybe it's better. And guess what? You end up buying the top again. Now I want to show you something that's extremely powerful. I want to show you when people get in and out of this market. Now I've put them into 3 different categories. You got the whales. This is the big guys. They don't care about emotion. They trade with absolutely no emotion, but they do trade with the retail. Now, retail for me, I've named them sheep because it's people that just listen to other people. They don't know what they're doing. Someone tells them to buy, they buy. And they're just the people that don't think, they don't take responsibility over their money. They just enter when someone tells them to. Now we got sheep, retail, we have the whales, the big guys, they eat the sheep, and I'll explain that soon. And then you got the experienced. The experienced is the guys that have experienced 1 or 2 bull runs before this. So they're getting there. They're not really yet at a whale just yet, but they do make smarter decisions because they've been through this before. Now, the most important thing about this is I've now printed all of the emotions on the actual chart. I want to show you something extremely powerful. Now, when do people enter the market? When the market is feeling panic, capitulated, and anger, whales. This is the best time for you as an investor to enter the market in dollar cost. And what I mean by that is you buy little bits every week, every month, you just buy little bits. When people hate Bitcoin, when people they don't want to hear anything about it, is the best time for you to build an actual portfolio throughout that time. Then you have the experienced guys, and these guys get in the market once they 100% confirm that we are starting to change trend. And they don't really try pick the exact bottom, but they actually buy up when we break critical levels. So they're likely to get in next after the whales. They start to get up through these phases over here. Then we have the retail, the normal people on the street that just hear about Bitcoin. The cousin told you, the brother told you to buy. And what they end up doing is they end up getting stuck buying into these emotions over here, which is belief, thrill, euphoria. This is where they really go and they just listen to other people and they go mad. It's very irresponsible of what they actually do. And they end up putting way too much money than what they can afford to lose. So you can clearly see with this picture over here, how the whales buy extreme fear, how the experience buy slightly just above that, but still in good areas. And you can see how the retail, the sheep, they buy irresponsibly. They buy at the end. And the sad thing is the whales actually eat the sheep. Now let me show you what I mean by that. When do people sell? I've just given you where they buy, right? Where do they sell? Now whales sell belief, thrill, euphoria. That's where they sell. Now who's buying? The sheep. The sheep are buying at that time. While all of a sudden the whole world's talking about Bitcoin, the whales are actually selling. The big guys are selling into that euphoria pump. And then when we start going down into anxiety and denial is when the experience starts to get out. They get confirmations, we're definitely going down lower. So you can see they're not perfectly buying and selling at the tops and the bottoms, but what they are is they are being very smart. They're not holding on too long. When we break a certain level, they get out. The experience has showed them that, and now they know don't repeat the same mistakes. Then what you have is you have the poor sheep. Now when the market goes denial, panic, capitulation, anger, guess who's selling? The sheep. Now they, sadly for them, they bought here. They sell here. Who buys here? The whales buy here. So the whales literally sell into the euphoria, and they then buy back everything from everyone that just got panicked out of the market. Can you see how crazy that is? To see how the market is literally run by a very small percentage, which can be scary, but it's actually not. There have been so many billionaires born from crypto in the last 5 to 10 years.
Bitcoin gave rise to a new class of millionaires and billionaires.
And I just became a millionaire right now.
This is 𝗬𝗫𝗆𝗏, aka
The Doge Father.
The guy you see next to me is the secret Bitcoin billionaire.
This is an industry where you can make insane gains in a very short period of time. You have to be a whale. Yes, you have to advance and you have to learn the roads, and that's why I'm giving you this course. But ultimately, you need to just be shifting your mind when you feel sick and you feel like, oh, Bitcoin is horrible, everything is horrible. That's the time you should be buying.
Just 8% of Americans have a positive view of cryptocurrencies now.
FTX collapse, Celsius, Luna, Bitcoin going back below previous all-time highs.
When you feel like, I'm rich, that's the time you should be selling. Use the emotions as a way to feed your decisions. Very important. Now, the next thing that's also very important to understand this is I've given you 3 different types of traders, right? I gave you the investor's approach. The investor's approach is clearly working on emotion and using it to the advantage of the sheep, and obviously trying to be a whale. Bigger picture. Now, you also have a lot more that happens in that time. The market's very volatile, and we know we got swing trades, which is your medium-term traders, and you got short-term trades. I believe that you should learn all of the skills, because the difference is, as an investor, when you're buying, it can take a long time for you to make money, because the one bear market of 2018, that took up to 2 years of sideways when everyone was depressed and that. So you're buying in that time, but you do have to wait 2, 3, 5 years in order to make a really massive return on that. Then you got the other guys when the market's moving quickly in one direction. It's either moving really strong up or really strong down. This is where your swing traders come in, your medium-term traders, because they can make a decision now and they can buy and sell in 3 months' time. And basically they're only trying to trade the market 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the year. Then you have a sideways market, like a bear market where it's really boring. The market's not moving too much. This is where short-term traders can make money, because your swing traders can't make money in a sideways market. Your investors can't make money in a sideways market, but your short-term traders can make money in a sideways market. It's very important to understand the difference. So if I show you this chart again over here, this was the previous move that I've just shown you. When the market's moving in one solid direction, like these over here, swing traders can trade. It's better for you to only make 1, 2, 3 trades over a few months. You don't have to trade too much because the market's clearly moving in one direction. Now, if you try short-term trade, you're going to end up making a lot of mistakes. You're trading a market that's going in one direction. You're trying to trade both directions, but it's only going in one. So it ends up getting you trapped. So you'll have these straight directional moves. That's where swing traders take advantage. Then you have the sideways market. Now, the sideways market, investors aren't making money, and neither are swing trading, because it's not really moving in one direction. This is where short-term traders are making money, because they can trade the range. In, out, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. And you can see the same phase that we're in currently right now. It's a purely sideways phase. So as an investor, you're buying, definitely, you're building bags, but you're not going to make money right now. A swing trader, same thing. We're not moving in one strong direction. But short-term traders, they can trade. And what's beautiful about learning all these skills, guys, is they all work the same, just different time frames. But at least you can flip into either one when you actually need to, which is really powerful to actually know all 3 skills. And remember what I said about understanding those skills, your portfolio also has to be prepared in that way. It has to be split in different percentages. So now you can see how extremely exciting it is. You understand the different emotions. Like, this is cool stuff, right? Now it is time for you to start getting ready. Guys, if you have a look below this video, you will see the 3 steps you need to do in order to guarantee your spot. Stop wasting time. Register, get into the school, and I'll see you all at the first live event.